advertise with us on YouTube, Facebook, or at GhanaMuntianNews@yahoo.com. Subscribe or order your monthly newspaper, the Ghana Daily News Network, from GhanaMuntianNews@yahoo.com for a price of only €1. The Ghana Daily News Network, available in all African churches and in all African shops. Decision by Reverend Emmanuel Obeng, pastor in charge, the administrators on behalf of the Bishop of Christ Peace and Love Evangelical Church in Bergamo, and the chairman of the Lombardy Evangelical Conference, Pastor Ricardo Toko, result that the Christ Peace and Love Church in Bergamo holds its Sunday services in front of the GORLE municipality until the quote uncomfortable unquote situation has been resolved. The decision comes after the mayor, Mr. Marco Ugo Filicetti, in a meeting held on the 26th of October 2012, adamantly refused to come to any notable terms with the pastor and administrators of the Christ Peace and Love Church, together with a handful of pastors from Bergamo and Coil, on granting a temporary place of worship for church members who can no more enter into their own purchased property for fellowship due to the sentence issued by TAR and the Council of State forbidding the property purchased by the Christ Peace and Love Church to be used as a place of worship. During the course of the meeting, the mayor missed no words in letting the pastors present understand that, quote, the town of GORLE, according to their constitution, adapts services to the needs of the people, and that presently the three churches, which all happen to be Catholic churches, are enough for the citizens of GORLE. He also emphasized that, quote, the situation presented, that is, the church that now remains without a place of worship, was not noticed as a relevant necessity to be added in their city land projection of services, PGT. Mayor Filesti said, quote, if there is any group or church that thinks to be beneficial to be included in our community, such could freely present their plan or else worship at any other church present on the territory. For this reason, the multi-ethnic Christ Peace and Love Evangelical Community, established since 1996 with members seasoned not to remain at home on Sunday mornings, held their Sunday worship service on the 28th of October 2012 in front of the GORLE municipality from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. under the rain and cold weather conditions, with all their members, which included men, women and children after 15 years of comfort in a place many of the youth call home. Whilst Reverend Emmanuel Obin, pastor in charge, called on all believers to support them in their prayers for, quote, the battle is the Lord's, unquote, Pastor Toko said that he, as chairman of GORLE, sees it as a divine commission to protect the sheep of Christ in not allowing them to disperse, and called on all boards, political leaders, and to the Interior Minister Cancellieri to assure that Article 3 in the Italian Constitution, which obliges all impediment to worship to be avoided, be not trampled upon. Among the delegation of pastors from the Lombard Evangelical Conference, GORLE, led by the chairman, Pastor Toko, present at the meeting in support of Reverend Emmanuel Obing, and a delegation of leaders from the headquarters of the Christ Peace and Love Church in Brescia, that's Elder Tando and Elder J, were Pastor Daniel Magnin, Pastor Fernando Rodriguez, Pastor Diario. Many of the members of the church were also present to witness and pray on behalf of the leaders. The General Overseer of the church, Bishop Oscar Mensah, who was on missions in London and could not attend the meeting by whom I had met on earlier on, expressed his concern to what was happening. After briefly giving me the history of the church, Bishop Oscar questioned the objectivity of the church in evangelizing the land and highlighted on the benefits of the church in the society. He stated numerous reasons why a society must recognize and said those who do not have a big problem at hand. Bishop Mensah said that though they may be reckoned as just an ordinary association, the necessity of a church in a society goes beyond direct economic benefits by providing educational life and social skills necessary to succeed in society. He also cited examples of the many lives that have been changed by the power of the gospel and attributed the peace of the city to the continual prayer of the saints for the land.
Dozens of migrants from North Africa have clashed with Italian police outside a government office in Naples after their applications for political asylum were rejected. The migrants were part of a group of about 1,200 who arrived in Italy in a series of crossings from North Africa to the Italian island of Lampedusa in 2011. Every year, thousands of North Africans attempt to seek refuge in Italy from war-ravaged countries such as Mali. Civil strife in Africa and the absence of border controls in the European Union have led to more pressure on the EU to tackle the issue of immigration.
Prime Minister, certainly one of its most flamboyant, worth billions, was sentenced to 4 years in jail for fraud. The man who spent his life rubbing shoulders with world leaders is also banned from holding political office for 3 years and has been ordered to pay provisional damages set at €10 million. The charges relate to claims he made inflated payments for film rights for his TV companies, in which he's said to have skimmed €250 million in illegal money. He won't be imprisoned immediately and has 2 chances to appeal, but in a career of slipping from legal clutches and allegations, here's the first one that's stuck. Mr. Berlusconi's legal battles date back to 2001, when he was accused of embezzlement, tax fraud, false accounting and bribing judges in several trials. In 2004, he was cleared of another charge of corruption. In 2009, he changed Italian law, giving himself and other senior political figures immunity from prosecution for any crime while in office. Then last year, he was again back in court to answer charges of paying for sex with a 17-year-old and abusing his powers to hide an alleged crime. The billionaire media mogul admits he's no saint and has been a hate figure to many. He's always claimed the numerous charges against him have been politically motivated.
Watch out! The Vino Events Organization is bringing you the second edition of the Ghana-Italy Excellence Awards.
The Vino is the first institution to award Ghanaians living in Italy, Africans and Italians.
The 4 nomination categories for the 2012 Ghana-Italy Excellence Awards are
the Yellow Star category, awarding Best Band, Best Airline, Best Television Broadcast, Best Works Union, Best Cosmetic Company.
For the Black Star category, we have Merit Award, Lifetime Achievement in Europe, GIEA Patron and GIEA Ambassador.
Green Star category, Best African Beauty Salon,
Best African Beauty Pageant,
Best African Magazine,
Best African Newspaper,
Best African DJ,
Best African Journalist,
Best African Radio,
Best African Writer,
Best African Sound Engineer or Producer,
Best African Master of Ceremony,
Best African Personality, and Best African Designer, Fusion, Afro and Western.
And for the Red Star category, we have Best New Music Act, Best Charity Foundation, Best Events Organization, Best Youth Organization, Best Religious Organization, Best Entrepreneur, Best Rising Star, Best Ghanaian Footballer in Italy, Best Executive Producer, Best Student, Best Fashion Designer, and Best Ghanaian Association.
All interested persons and organizations should download forms online.
Terms and conditions apply.
GIEA 2012, celebrating and promoting individuals and organizations. GIEA 2012,
an initiative of the Vino Events Organization.
Coming soon.
President Barack Obama won a second term Tuesday after a race that was primarily fought in just a handful of battleground states.
You, the American people, reminded us that while our road has been hard, while our journey has been long, we have picked ourselves up. We have fought our way back. And we know in our hearts that for the United States of America, the best is yet to come.
Florida is still too close to call, but even if Romney won the state, Obama still handily beats him in the Electoral College vote. The popular vote will likely be closer.
And whether I earned your vote or not, I have listened to you. I have learned from you. And you've made me a better president.
Obama beat Republican challenger Mitt Romney after nabbing almost every one of the 12 crucial battleground states. Around 1 a.m. Eastern, Romney spoke to supporters in Boston to let them know he had made a concession call to the president.
I have just called President Obama to congratulate him on his victory. His supporters and his campaign also deserve congratulations.
The former Massachusetts governor said it was time to put aside partisan bickering and work together for the good of the country.
This is a time of great challenges for America, and I pray that the president will be successful in
among Latinos by an even greater margin than he did 4 years ago, and that actually raises serious questions about the future of the Republican Party and their greater broad appeal.
Mana kamano agoyo kaman maduong ne nyakwara kumentie no demo boli ombolo jokama to watu neno kawan turwaka to wach mamuol maber giloso gi ji gi era nyalo migi more piny mora mora kata kumentie cha yo bare buk to ne Nyasaye be omiye en mare kata ambe nenu Nyasaye omiya aero agoyo kaman maduong duto koro wawene Nyasaye.
In Nigeria, 5 people have been wounded in a bomb blast outside a church in Solija, a town located in the country's Niger state. Nigerian officials say Suleja and the Niger state as a whole have been infiltrated by militants from the Boko Haram Islamist sect, which is waging an insurgency against the Nigerian government because it strongly opposes the current system of laws and wants Sharia law more widely applied across the country. The blast comes after 40 people were killed by the sect in attacks on Christmas Day last December. Boko Haram has become increasingly sophisticated and deadly in its methods over the past 6 months and is a growing problem for Nigeria's secular government.
The attack was carried out with deadly determination as the parishioners of St Rita's Church were celebrating Sunday Mass. Witnesses say the bomb vehicle was initially refused entry at the church gate, and so the driver smashed his way through.
So the man coming with jeep, now coming with speed, when he see that there is roadblock, he cannot penetrate through the gate. He now went back, he put reverse. When he put reverse, he go back, he now come with speed that nobody cannot control him.
The next thing I just saw is the guy just went through the fence of the church, and the next thing I saw myself inside darkness, and that was what happened. The next thing
were you able to see the level of casualty? How many people
I was there. A lot of people
were injured.
Injured, dead instantly.
The dead and injured included toddlers and young children. Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan condemned the attack and promised a renewed fight against what he described as acts of terror. Our efforts to deal with all acts of terror and violence would only be redoubled, even as the security agencies continue to receive all the support they need from government to reverse this unfortunate and unacceptable trend that threatens the peace and stability of our nation, he said in a statement. Boko Haram is an armed group fighting against Western influence in Nigeria. They've demanded strict Sharia or Islamic law be imposed throughout the country. Rumours of an imminent attack by the sect have been circulating the local area for days, but there was no immediate confirmation of their involvement here. Nonetheless, reprisals in Kaduna were swift and indiscriminate. While rescuers were still trying to reach the injured victims, angry youths armed with machetes and clubs beat to death 2 passers-by who were believed to be Muslim. Separately, witnesses reported a motorcycle taxi driver being first beaten, and then he and his bike doused in petrol and set alight. Soldiers have now been deployed to restore order, but tensions remain very high.
Come on, Melcom, to Melcom, where Ghana shops. Ooh, yeah, and everything you need to fix your offices and homes. But we have it all, and this is the only place to be.
One person has been killed and dozens more are believed to be trapped under rubble after a multi-storey department store collapsed in Ghana's capital, Accra, earlier today, according to authorities and eyewitnesses. The complex was built in February this year, and it is believed that it is the first 5 floors that have collapsed. Officials at the scene said the cause of the collapse is likely to be structural failure. 5 people already have been rescued, while about 35 more are known to be trapped, according to Ghana police. One employee at the scene, who declined to be named, told AFP that around 40 workers were in the building when it collapsed, though he was not sure about the number of customers. President Mahama said in a tweet posted moments after the building collapsed, "My prayers are with the workers, shoppers and others who are trapped in the rubble of the Akimota MELCOM building." He also said he has suspended his electoral campaign for next month's poll. I am Ansel.
This is how traders at the Malem market received the bad news. Goods ranging from clothing to foodstuffs as well as structures were burnt to ashes. Traders are wailing not only because they have no insurance, but also because they have borrowed huge sums of money from banks and financial institutions for their business. Officials could not immediately detect the cause of the fire.
100% they are not insured, because you can't imagine that a market woman will go to an insurance company and say, I sell tomatoes or Kobe or whatever, I need to insure my product. No, it is not done. An insurance company can come here and say that, oh, this is what I want to do for you. But 99.9% will not do it. For the women who sell the clothes, they can say because based on the quantity and the value of the product, they will say, okay, let me try. But then this is 1 out of 1,000. So I'm saying that for this, and I quote verbatim from the women, I was say abaino ebe boye. So the government must come to the aid of the people in the market. Everything must be broken down, build it, refurbish it, give them the stores they deserve, and I think peace will prevail.
Traders could not hide their tears. The traders are, however, optimistic that government will respond quickly and come to their aid.
It's all about the fact, figures, opinions, emotions, and equal opportunity.
It's election 2012 and your information center mounts the most comprehensive broadcasts on. We will.
Week was born really to create that gateway, to create that link between African fashion designers and the world.
My name is Wedi Velindobuhle Mashiankosi. This trumpet dress, it's inspired by a trumpet. It's a stage garment for musicians. So the fabrication, I made it myself. I made tie-dye. What inspired me to do this dress was a traditional mat. I ended up coming up with this concept where I cut off the traditional mat and then dye it and then paint it here with silver. This collection specifically is aimed for African musicians who are passionate about expressing themselves.
My name is Kim Gash. I'm here at Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week Africa, and I'm here to showcase my menswear ready-to-wear collection for 2013. As you can see here with this leather jacket, it's got a stacked neckline and vertical twisted seams, and it's a stacked body, and this is all encasing the whole idea of my range being called in motion. This garment, as you can see, it's inspired by the lines of movement throughout my print. I've used different line work throughout so that it can show kind of like a motion movement, and also with the sheerness of the garment, with the opaqueness of the garment, is it showing kind of like an airy kind of effect.
My name is Tina
Christina Lebondi, and I'm Congolese, but I'm based in London. I wanted to showcase Mercedes Best Fashion Week because I think it's the best platform for upcoming designers and to establish my brand more like internationally. So I think it was just a great opportunity to be selected to be among those big designers in Johannesburg.